All right, ladies and gentlemen, is the United States nothing but a giant casino? Is it just a gambling, bankrupt nation? Is the United States bankrupt? Let's find out. Here we go.
I'm not particularly someone who likes to gamble. And I found myself in the position today where I had to drag my brother out of the casino in the middle of the day because he does like to gamble. But coming out of the casino really kind of hit me with a realization that America's entire economy is a casino. And what is the American casino economy? And how do we fit in it? You got to go big or go home. You got to be in it to win it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That kind of stuff. I spent a fair bit of time in casinos.
No, guys, I had to stop. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I love it. I love that. I love it. It's funny.
Throughout my youth and while I was in the military. And it's not something that I ever really particularly liked, but I always found it interesting because I feel like it's something really American at this point. Living a life in America is living a life gambling in a way because the margins of living are so slim. You really can't make a mistake. And the odds are always in the house's favor. The house being the government, the house being corporations, the house definitely not being the American people. But still we go and we play. If America is represented by anything, it's an old person at the penny slot, just constantly hitting spin, 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 spin. A life in pursuit of a jackpot that's really just always meant to be out of your reach. You're not supposed to have it. You're not supposed to get there. I feel like that's what life in America is like. There's an idea, there's a jackpot that we're all striving for. And we have the lottery and things like that. We have the Powerball, we have Mega Millions, we have Lucky for Life. And it's always a wish that one day, by God, I'm going to win that. So why not just squirrel away $2 every day, every day. And there's a lot of people who genuinely believe that they're going to get that at some point. And it's sad and it's good to see hope in some people. But at the same time, you're like, man, you wish you could find it another way. But the system is just not really built for that. It's not.
Yeah, he's right. The system is built to keep everyone uh, in line or locked, into being a worker bee for obvious reasons, right? Um, but yeah, he's got a really good point. It's true, and a lot of people. I can tell you a story. I'll tell you a story about uh, when I was younger, and off the top of my head, I picked six numbers. The lottery had kept rolling over, rolling over. This is back in the day when it got up to 120 million dollars. This is back in the day when 120 million dollars was considered like wow. I mean, it still is a lot, but. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick the first six numbers that just pop into my head. I'm not even going to think about it. Sat down at the kitchen table, wrote down the first six numbers, wrote them on a piece of paper. Long story short, the drawing night came and I watched and I was like, oh, it's one of my numbers. First number pops up. Holy, that's one of my numbers. Second number, oh, it's one of my numbers too. Third number pops up. Wow, that's one of my numbers too. Wow. All six of my numbers popped up, and I had forgot to play the ticket. True story. And yes, I was kicking myself in the butt for 2 years, at least.
Meant for you to succeed. It's not meant for you to overcome. It's the entire American system is really meant to keep you in place as a worker. But still, you show up to that casino every day hoping that you're going to make it, hoping that you're going to hit that jackpot or you're going to come in at least with more than you came in with. But we all know that the house inevitably wins. And by winning, what does that mean? Keeping you in your own place, not letting you rise up and move up in any real direction, just kind of keeping you in some kind of status quo, if that's what you believe in. But there has to be more than that because America is just such a grand place and there's so much opportunity, but it just always seems to be just out of reach for 99% of people. 99% of people, it doesn't seem to work out, but why? This is a country of people who work constantly. We're a country of people who are just workaholics. And you may laugh at that. And to be fair, the quality of work in America, the quality of craftsmanship in America surely has suffered over the years, but I think it's still a great place, and the workers do work really hard, but it's a gamble, and it's a hope, and it's a wish. And I remember going to the Marine Corps Ball back in the day, and it was always in Las Vegas, and it was a place that I only really ever saw in movies, and when I went there for the first time, I was like, this is a very grotesque place. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy seeing so many elderly people throw away their Social Security, hoping just to win $100, a couple $1,000, just wasting their lives away. The last years of their life going into a smoke-filled casino, you get free drinks, and to some people, honestly, that's paradise. That's what they want at the end of the road. And I'm not here to hate on that, but it is kind of sad. But walking down the strip for the first time, you really are met with the most grotesque display of consumerism, a carnival for adults. The old saying that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, a place of carnal delights. And I think that it used to be a place to escape, a strange place. But as sentiments have changed and as morality has really declined throughout the years in America, a place like Vegas just seems like a normal vacation spot now. Nothing really hidden or secret about it anymore. Everyone knows its story, and everyone knows that when you go to Vegas, you're going to cut loose, and you're going to be a person that usually isn't your best self. And that isn't a place for me to judge, because I certainly have had my crazy times in Vegas.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
But getting away from the point, America's casino economy is an economy which is kind of meant to juice you dry. Meant to give you just enough to come back, just to have a taste. Sometimes you'll get a win, but inevitably you're meant to lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course you have your big spenders. You have those who do well in the casino. And people aspire and say, I want to be like them. I want that villa that's comped to me when I go to Vegas. I want to be a baller. I want to be a top G, something like that.
And a lot of the things he's talking about, relate to people chasing after, money, materialism, right? Chasing after the things of this world, like the Bible talks about, do not, basically do not worship things, or do not, desire things that can become, how does it go? Can become moth-eaten or succumb to rust, something like that. Basically saying don't chase after material things. And things that are temporary. The things of this world are temporary, right?
And it's ridiculous and it's ludicrous because, like I said, it's a dream. And, we should dream and we should hope for your dreams and your hopes to be in that kind of success. I find to be fascinated. And like I said, it's something new to this time, new to modernity. In this casino economy, in the circus, people dream to be the ringleader of that circus. And surely a circus is what America is becoming. But in that casino, of course, we all have our favorite games, our favorite.
Boy, he said it all right there, right? America is becoming a circus. I don't even know if it's becoming a circus. I think it is. It is a circus, right? It's already, yeah. I think it's safe to.
Favorite slots. We love to play dice. We love to play blackjack. Me personally, I do have a game that I am a sucker for, and I actually got to play today, and that is Caveman Keno. Yes, very lame, but for some reason, I always get lucky. I was in there for about 5 minutes today, put $20 in, came out with 500. Throughout my life, for some reason, that game has been a gift for me. Even going back.
Bro, if I heard him correctly, okay, he just said he went in with $20 and came out with 500. All right, I need to play that game in real life every day. Well, every hour. Every hour.
20 years ago to the hot spots in West Virginia.
For 8 hours a day. So that's 8 times 500. But you got to enjoy. Let's see. Yeah, you got to invest. You'd invest 20 every hour to play the game. So 8 hours a day.
Where you can gamble and have drinks with other miscreants, and maybe, God, just maybe, come out with a couple $100 so you can pay rent or pay for your bar tab. Because that was the goal back in the day. That's the goal when you're young. That's the goal when you have nothing to hope for. The hopes and dreams you have when you're poor are ridiculous, and they're not in reality normally. You should just strive to get a step up, a step ahead. But for some reason, we keep finding ourselves trying to gamble to go big or go home. Go all in, put it all on black. And while that may work for some people, for the vast majority of people, it doesn't work. And when you finally leave the casino to go back to your hotel or your house, to lick your wounds and say, God, how am I going to pay the rent? How am I going to tell my wife we just spent all this money that we don't have, that we shouldn't have spent? At the same time, society will call you a loser just for trying and failing. And if you win, you may get some kind of like pat on the back, attaboy, something like that for actually, getting it, getting that jackpot, making it, getting that promotion, getting that big house.
If you guys hear noises in the background, like popping noises, I don't know if my neighbors are lighting off fireworks or what, but it's April 19th, so it's not July 4th. I don't know.
Getting to where they think you make it in life. At the same time, there's no greater victory to the people around you than when you fail. It's a bizarre thing America has become, and it's something that's cartoonish, and something that's out of movies, and something that's a bit gross in some respects. That as much as we love an underdog story, there's still nothing more sweet to many people in this country than to watching a hero fall. Because in the casino economy, in the bright glamour and lights of a place like Las Vegas, there's no better place meant to worship individualism and consumerism. And that's something that's really gotten us into this place that we're in now, where we're all...
And just as a quick note, so if you look at history, a society based on a fiat currency, which is a currency basically that is backed by nothing tangible, it's nothing solid, it's not backed by gold or anything, right? Could be anything tangible, minerals, what have you. Any society in history that was backed by fiat currency or was a fiat currency society has never lasted. It's never succeeded. Fiat currency ultimately always fails, unfortunately. So you have the US dollars backed by debt, and the theory there is that all of the debt in the world has to be repaid. The debt is denominated in the dollar, therefore has to be paid back in the dollar, and that's what keeps the dollar going as the world reserve currency, so on and so on. That's why, because if the US dollar was any other currency around the world that was not the world reserve currency, it would have failed a long time ago. So
struggle, we're all chasing some kind of lifestyle, and it's just kind of got to stop. There's this saying that the more money you have, the more money that you spend. And that's a terrible way to live your life. I'm a spendthrift. I'm a frugal guy. I hate spending money. Getting that $400 today, that's great. That's lovely. We've got a baby shower next week. We got Turkish family members flying in this week.
Congratulations,
I got to drive
bro.
to DC and come back. It's a lot going on. And on top of that, I got to talk to clients, right? I got to close deals and stuff like that. It's crazy. We try to fit it in. Life is insane. But that's something that's real, right? The pursuit of family, the pursuit of building something, that's what's real. And that's something that we're really losing in America when it comes to trying to exalt the individual, right?
And I've got a comment here too, because what has happened to America is our lives, the powers that be look at us as tax cattle, okay? So our lives have been designed or cultivated by the powers that be. You could say corporations, bankers, and government. Our lives have been cultivated so that every aspect of our lives is designed to extract profit or something for them, right? Usually it's profit, some kind of, productivity, producing something, doing something that makes money. Mostly for them, right?
To worship the big spender, the person who made it to the top, in a system that catapults individuals to the top, and then as we watch them succeed, we wait for them in delight as they fall. It's gross, and it's fascinating.
Germans have figured out a way to increase water pressure by 15 times without using any energy.
And I don't know.
Germans have also figured out a way to interrupt people's videos with their advertisements. Nothing against the German people. They're great people.
I don't know if this is something that's particular to us, but it's something that we really think we've seen over the past 20 years. Whether it's the media, whether it's social media, whether it's people just liking to gossip. Nobody enjoys the fall more than we do here. You kind of got to hate it. You kind of got to be disgusted by it. That's why I personally don't like gossip. We shouldn't like gossip. And even though we're aware of this, we're aware that this is how people think, this rise and fall, and we still participate in this system. At the end of the day, we're going to go to sleep. We're going to wake up the next day, and we're going to walk right back into that casino and play the same game.
That's right. And in the Bible, it talks about do not, no backbiting, no talking about people behind their back, basically. And even if you're not a Christian, guys, there's a lot of really good things in the Bible to learn, a lot of good life lessons, I guess you could call them. So, yeah.
In America's casino economy, there's a game of winners and losers. Those who made it, of winners and losers. Those who made it, those who don't. The haves and the have-nots. And for some reason, we are stuck saying, this is the only way to live. This is the only way it can be. And what a shame that is. What a shame that is. When the mentality of Main Street, small town America has been taken over by the grime and filth of the Las Vegas Strip mentality. The question that we have to ask ourselves is this something that we actually want to save? Is this what defines us? So I say this system in the kind of the modern America, the sentiment of modernity should be something that is wholeheartedly rejected by most people. The innovation.
Yeah, yes, yes. And modernity is becoming more and more of a popular word. One of my close friends started using that word modernity, a couple few years ago, and that's the only time I had ever heard anyone use it in conversation. And then there was a couple other guys, philosophers, modern day philosophers online that use that word for obvious reasons, being a philosopher. And it's true, a lot of things about modernity, modern society, as we like to call it, society. Uh, that's kind of a South Park. If any of you got, I'm not really a big South Park fan, but it came out of that cartoon. Came out of society, respect my authority type of thing. So, but anyway, inside joke, right? But yeah, modernity. If you look at life in modern society, who has time? Like I said, our lives, every aspect of our lives, has been designed or cultivated to extract as much product and productivity for the powers that be, the corporations, the government, and the bankers, right? And the bankers are kind of the foundation of it, the central bankers, and then you've got the corporations, right? Or you could say bankers, government, then corporations, only it'd be the other way around. I'm looking at it as though they're the foundation, the bankers, but you could say they're on the top, and then depending on how you want to look at it. But basically, the bankers are the foundation. And so, who has time to raise a family? Who has time for kids? Who has time to, a lot of people want to homeschool, and it's like, well, how are you going to do that? Because if both people have to work, and there's a lot of talk about Generation Gen Z, right? And how they're barely able to afford a home. Most of them are never going to be able to afford to have their own home. How do you think they feel about, life in America and hoorah? So, and don't get me wrong, I think America can be great again. I hope and pray that it's great again. The one thing that we're going to have to do, though, is we're going to have to come together as a people and stop allowing for the powers that be to divide and conquer us in a million different ways, guys. All of these politically and all these other things, and you guys know what I'm talking about.
Innovations and technologies are one thing, but the philosophy that has been cultivated in this era should be rejected thoroughly.
He just used
because
the
it
word cultivated.
provides no emotional, no
Yeah.
psychological sustenance for the people. It
No.
works to do nothing but drive us into a place where we put it all on black and lose. There's a reason why his costs have gotten as high as they.
Exactly. This guy's my brother from another mother. I swear. But no, cultivated. There you go. I mean, he used the word right there. I had briefly reviewed this video, and I didn't realize he was going to use that word. But yeah, it's well. Let's listen some more. I've got a lot of comments, but I'll let you guys listen to what he's saying here.
Have, and the cost of living has gone just out of control. At the same time, you see restaurants filled up, you see stadiums full, festivals sold out, comedy shows, which I'm on my way to go to one actually, Shane Gillis, sold out. But at the same time, people have no money, credit card debts through the roof.
Wait, dude's going to see Shane Gillis? Bro, if you watch this video, you're a lucky duck. Bro, you're a lucky duck. Shane Gillis is awesome. That dude is funny.
Because we have lost any sense of prudence as a people. Because there's no prudence in a casino. You go big or you go home. You live life fast and hard, and you burn out and crash. And that's what it is to really live in America.
Yeah.
Right? That's how our economy really works. It always comes back to this one comment I got early on in my channel, where it said, America is a great place if you're rich or if you make it. But if you go there and you fail and you don't have any money, it is an absolute nightmare. And boy, can I agree. Boy, can I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying that a lot lately, guys, is that the America has become a place, it's for the rich. I got something on my phone. I'll pause this for a second, go grab my phone. Well, 1 second, guys. All right, guys, so I looked this up on my phone, okay? Now, all I did was I just said, wealth gap in America. Okay, you ready? Now, I want you to think about this. Listen to these words. You ready? In 2022, okay, the wealthiest 10% of Americans, of American families, held nearly 2/3 of the nation's total wealth, while the bottom 50%, the bottom half, held only a small fraction. It says this highlights a significant wealth gap in the United States where a small portion of the population controls a disproportionate share of the country's wealth. Okay, now we're going to go to the next section where it says wealth concentration. Listen carefully. The top 10% of households held an average of 6.9 million. Top 10% of households, 6.9 million average, while the bottom 50% held an average of 51,000. And that's probably like the equity in their homes. It's probably not disposable income or money they can actually spend. So it's getting tough out there, folks. It's getting tough out there. There's more, but we'll continue with the video here.
You know, as someone who just grew up dirt poor, someone who had absolutely nothing, to someone who's, you know, relatively successful, I can tell you right now, it's night and day. Now, is there beauty to kind of the poverty in America? I think there used to be something there. But at the same time, when I was younger and poor, there's so much free stuff that you can do. Now, everything's been monetized, right? You have to pay for absolutely. You live next to BLM land.
Sorry, guys, I had to fix my lighting there. Sorry about that.
And you can just kind of wander out into a mountain.
It's starting to fall.
Everything costs something. You can't even go look at trees anymore in a park without paying an entrance fee.
Yeah.
Because you got to pay to play in America's casino economy.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
If you've never felt like a burden because you have frequent stomach issues, then keep scrolling. For all of you that have stomach issues like bloating, constipation, or diarrhea, I have some important news for you. There is something you can do about it. I found this video online and it literally changed my life. Let me show you.
This is the quickest way.
We don't want to see what you
It's
do.
gross. It's gross. And I hate it. And we should all reject it.
Well,
You're like, well, these fees and these tickets and costs and all, you know, they're necessary. Are they? Because I specifically remember 10, 20 years ago, you want to go to a concert, 20, 30 bucks. 20, 30 bucks, 40, 50 bucks, something like that. Now try to go to a concert, hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars.
Yep.
Try to go to a sports event and get good seats. It's crazy. Try to go to WWE. Try to go to professional wrestling. You're like, it's nothing but NASCAR fans and the poors that go to WWE to watch professional wrestling, which I disagree with. Massive fan, been a fan my entire life. But at the same time, try to get good tickets at a WWE event. My God, you might as well go to the Super Bowl. It's so expensive.
Yep.
You got to pay to play. You got to be in it to win it. You got to have something or you have nothing. And that's why I say reject it. Just don't do it, right? Don't participate in this kind of economy, and you don't have to. You know, work to own something. Keep your goals small. And when you attain that goal, get a little bit higher, then a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Take baby steps. But this idea that we have now that you're going to put money into, you know,
I was just going to say take baby steps. Yeah.
small crypto, and that's going to catapult you, your $10 investment, right, to tens of millions, Now, understand how pump and dumps work. Yeah, it does work for some people, yes, but yeah, I mean, you might as well just play the lottery, because the lottery isn't going to lead you into ruinous debt, right? Crypto might. When you're playing with the coins, that might do you in. Or like I said, winning the lottery for that, or going into a casino and putting everything on black, or sitting down in front of Golden Buffalo or Caveman Keno and wasting your Social Security away, hoping that you're going to get some kind of jackpot, which if you just had a nice, thrifty savings plan and, budget.
I could see Granny sitting at the casino machine. Come on, Sonny, I'm gonna get rich. Oh, she goes running down the aisle with her walker. Just, she's going 90 miles an hour.
That you may be able to squirrel enough money away that you can save up and take a ticket to Thailand. Just live a better life there with your Social Security. It's a bizarre thing. And America is becoming a bizarre place, honestly.
Yes.
And it's fascinating.
Very
As someone who
much so.
loves to study culture and study history, it's a very interesting thing to kind of just sit back and look at the people. And I invite you to sit back and look at the people with me and understand the time that we're in, because it is a fascinating time. It is both great and terrible this time, and we'll see where it goes.
People.
But anyway, it's a busy night. I got to get to the Shane Gillis show with my brother. He's in town, and maybe have a couple drinks tonight and get into some trouble, because you got to take a break sometime. You got to get out of the office and got to live life. And all the baby showers and baby planning and YouTube and work, it's really got me at the point where I just need to step away, have a drink, and have a laugh. And everyone should do that. If you're so wrapped up in it lately, I invite you this weekend with me. Step away from it, have a drink. And if you don't drink, if that's haram to you, I don't know, have a nice orange soda, have some chai, have some tea, and just count your blessings that you're not one of those people that are stuck in that casino, hit and spin constantly, spin, losing all your money, and just wishing for a wish that will never come true. So thank you for the support as always. We love you guys. We are getting to the point where the kid is right there. If you guys want to support us more, if you guys want to throw donations in, hey, I'm not going to say no. It's been interesting, and I try to respond every time we do get that. Throw a question in there, because it makes me feel guilty when you guys just give me money. It's weird to me, and I'm not from that world. So put a question in there where we can maybe go deep, maybe even make a video. I can respond to that, because I like doing that. I like communicating with you guys, because we're a community, and I can't do this without you guys. And it's been really nice, all the support and all the well wishes that we've been getting with our new family that we're building, and honestly talking so much about kind of leaving the States lately. And this week, with all the successes that we've seen and some of the failures that we've had, we know that we're getting a little bit closer there. So what used to be that 2-year timeline, maybe it's getting shortened down now. Maybe we just experienced our last winter, and that is something that will definitely put a smile on my face, because at this point, this skin right here likes to be sunburned all the time. And I don't want to go back to Greece, or I want to go to Turkey, or something like that. Hell, at this point, I'll even go to Mexico. Mexico, not exactly my favorite place, but great place nonetheless. But as I said, hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for stopping by. Get out of the casino. We love you. Have a good one.
Yes.
Watch what milk.
No, we don't want to watch what milk does. Yeah. Let me tell you guys something. We have to lift each other up as a community. We have to do something as a people, as a community, to help each other build a country that is sustainable. Something that we can not only build a future for ourselves, but we can build a future for our children and our children's children, and so on and so on, our great-grandchildren, and but that can only be done with community, with a country that has a solid foundation. What is a solid foundation? A solid foundation, to me, is a foundation that the country started off with, which was a strong family foundation, the nuclear family. So I highly suggest, I've done a video, one of his videos before. I did a response video or a review, whatever you want to call it, reaction. I'm going to leave the link below, guys, so go check out his channel. Again, super cool guy, great videos, very insightful and thought-provoking. I highly suggest that you go check out his videos and subscribe if you so wish. My lighting is a little wonky today because I have to set up and reset up and tear down and reset up, so to speak, a little bit. But yeah, so check out his channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think there was a lot of great points in that video. So check it out, guys. Leave a comment, and I hope you all have a seriously super blessed day. And we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. All right.